Hey folks, welcome to the Pipnotic Symposium for the 4th of October 2019. So today I'm just going to run through a bunch of pairs on the 1 hour chart and we'll see what we can find. So what are we doing here? Well, we have to find areas of supply and demand that are responsible for consuming historically respected areas. Okay, so it's a pretty simple scenario. Okay, so let's start here on the American dollar, Swiss franc. So what we're looking for here is these areas that have historically been respected. So we have this here. Okay, so this one here has been tested. Now we're just about to go through it. The area that, let's move in. See, the area that went through it is this candle here. The origin of the one that went through it is somewhere down here. Okay, so if we have a closer look at that one, we can see that the edge of the area is there. And if we do double up like so 2 times the size, we have something that looks like that. So this is the 99.30 area. See, this is the one that's responsible for price moving through that. We haven't closed above that level yet, but we have poked through it. So we could keep an eye on this area here for the time being and see what happens once price comes there. So stops would be obviously below here, and targets would be at opposing areas. So let's find out where that would be. Let's find a buy and a sell area. So we had this one here. Let's mark off both of them because they're nested, tested. It went through. You can see the bottom of this rectangle. So this is the area that went through it. And the area that managed to trade below it is here. So this one here is probably the one that's going to show us a bit of resistance. This might be an interesting area to poke in, to have a look at. We're 82, so we still have pretty far to get away from this. So we still, to meet the range for the day, we've got to go up about 70 pips. Let's see where we've been so far. Yeah, see, that's 70 pips away. So that's actually pretty awesome because that's going to be pretty similar to the range of the day. And so we could certainly move this down to here. Actually, I was looking at the wrong side of the rectangle from the highs. It's 70 here. Okay, that's cool. So we're going to leave it at that. So we're going to be at the top of the area. The reason I like that is because if we look at this here, this is, I like this area here. It's pretty wicky, but I do like that we have kind of the bigger swing pull back here. So we had this area here. So we go to the daily, it'll be clearer. Okay, so if we have a look here, you can see that we had tests at this area here, went through. The area that managed to close through it was this one here, and this is the high of the area. So I'm going to look to sell once price comes in. So that position is not changing at all. Okay, so we'll leave that on there. As a matter of fact, I am going to put this back on because it enables me to see where price has already been. So if you go like that, then now I can see what area has been removed. So now we have this one here, which I think is pretty good. I'm going to leave this daily area on because it shows me exactly which area was removed and which area is responsible for removing it. Cool. Let's go to the euro, American dollar. Go to the hourly chart. So we have really strong push, departure, price went down. We had this one here. Look at that. Perfect overlapping with the accumulation candle here. This one is gone, the area that did it. So the green candle at the origin of the move that went through it is this one here, which brings our attention to this one, which has been tested. So that's gone. So that's still in play. So there's nothing we can do just yet. What we do want to do is look for opposing areas. Let's see if we have something here. See this one here. We had that. Boom. tested, it's gone through, and now yeah, this kind of already happened. This one already went through here, but we didn't come back down to this area, which is essentially more interesting. Okay, let's go back to that one. So we had this one. Actually, I like this one better because this is where the big release happened. So this is gone. Come on, stop messing around. So, okay, I want me to draw from the other side. Let's see if that'll work. Yeah, looks like it. So we had this little area tested, and then price left from that area. Okay, price went up to the area, moved through it, and the candle that caused that is this one here, but the origin is down here. So you could move this to something like that, and the origin is the low of the green candle, which is here. So this would be the area that we'd be looking at. I'm not going to take that because this is kind of a funky little price structure there. Okay, I'll take it on a smaller time frame, and my entry would go lower. Then the entry would go, yeah, this candle is kind of poking into it, so my entry would be like this. Because we had the area, price shot up, we had the slingshot, pull back, and then depart, and it departed from this area here, so the 0915 area, so I'll leave that on there. So that might be interesting. Let's find an area at the opposing side. What do we have? So we have, you want to see these really strong areas. Sometimes if you go to the daily chart, you can just look for the wicks. So we had all these wicks down here. So it looks like that. This area is gone. We have accumulation just there at the source of it. Here. We need clarity. Let's go to the smaller time frame. Okay, you can see it nicely here, but here you can see parent, child. What does that mean? That means that the entry would be here, and the stop would be, I don't know, something like that. Okay, so price came there, now it's gone. This held pretty nicely. Now we're moving away. Let's just mark off that whole area so we have that as a reference point here. Price moved away, and then notice here that we need to find some strength. So we had a market structure here that failed. The area that caused that to fail is in here somewhere. This held a couple of times, and then it cut away. The area that did it is here. Okay, so now that's gone. These are already tested, and so now we're kind of just messing around down here. So we've got to find clean, fresh areas. So in the beginning of the sell zone is here. Price has been there. We managed to move through it. Yeah, I mean that's all we have. So we don't have supply until higher and demand lower. So there's nothing to do here on the Euro USD for the time being. Let's go to the Aussie. Okay. Let's like to go to the daily. The daily is beautiful chart. So you see here, we have all these tests here. Testing. So there's something here. It's like the edge of the area. Okay, and below. So we have to find the ones that we removed. So we have that. We have this here. Let's just put it like that. It's kind of an ugly one. I have a test, and now that one is gone. The area that did that is here. Okay, this is kind of the origin of that move. Okay, so price kind of went up. We moved down, and this is the one that cut through this little price level. It's about right here. Okay, test. We had this little one here. From here, price left. Price went back to it, and then we moved lower. This is the origin of that one. I think that's pretty interesting. So we can leave that in there. Let's see where we are in the big picture. And we're pretty low. We're pretty low, but that's okay. we'll have to wait and see. I don't want to sell here yet. I want to wait and see what price looks like when it comes up to here. But you can see that we're reacting on monthly demand, so it'd be a good idea to have a look on these smaller time frames. So if we have a look here, we had a test that happened here. Okay, the candle that broke it is right there. So you could have a look here, small time frame, clarity. What do we have? So we have, it's pretty messy around there. This is the one that cut it away, but I wouldn't buy up here because we have all this here. What I would do is I'd look for the slingshot to be pulled back, which is here. Come on, stop messing around. Let's now go from the low to about there. And this I would be looking at for a potential entry. It's Friday today, so I shan't put anything on, but I'll leave this in and I'll watch it and then re-embrace the market on Monday morning. Okay, so that's what we have just there. You see we have a testing area, price cut through it. The origin of the move is just here, that little wick there. Good. Wow, this is funny, you know, look at the price, 133337. I always see the number 1337. It's rather strange. So we have this, the price is still messing around that area. I'm hoping that we manage to kind of break down. Price might move up into this liquidity void and up here before it moves down, but we'll wait and see. Not paying too much on the negative swaps, so we'll have to wait and see. If we have a look on the daily, where we are. Okay, so we have all these tested areas here. So we kind of go to the average of the lows, let's say something like that. Now let's have a look inside. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. I'm going to find here. This is what we're looking at right there. Twice the size, just so we don't get stopped out. Okay, so tested once, tested twice, now it's gone. Oh, price came pretty close to the origin of the move. I suppose the origin is the green candle, the higher the green candle that took it out, which is here. Let's see how we went. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. So that one's gone now, and this one is still in play. It's a very nice area. You see the higher the candle there, it's where it tested first, then we moved deeper, and then we dumped. So now we're gone. And so now we're kind of wriggling higher, and we have this lows, the average of the lows, let's say something like that. Let's have a look inside. Look at the hourly chart for that. And here. So we have this. Just mark off the whole area. And this is interesting because we have the same thing going on here. We go to the half an hour. You can probably see, or you can see, we had this, tested a couple of times, and now it's cut through. And the area that did that is around here. The lower the green candle is probably here, so I'd probably be keen on doing this. Twice the size. Okay, so we'll remove this one. We have our refined entry. Oh, we almost got there. You see, we tested it once. And now it's gone. And so the area that did that is what? And where do we put our entry? Well, the area that did that is here. And so ideally, the entry would be the highs of the candle that left up to the highs, which is pretty much where we have our entry. So if we look here, this is where price is going to. Hence, my putting my trade on to sell there. So I'm still confident what happens. I don't really care what happens. Actually, this is just one trade. It doesn't matter. Each trade means nothing alone. Absolutely nothing. Okay, so I don't even care if this wins or if it loses. It doesn't matter at all. This is just, if this doesn't win, then it's my tuition fee for at the School of Forex. Okay, if it does win, great. But I don't really care. No individual trade means anything by itself, because this could be luck as well, and I don't want it to be luck. If it's luck, then that kind of sucks, because then there's no method to the madness. Okay, moving on to another pair. Go to the daily. Where are we? What's going? The monthly, the weekly. What's going? We're reacting at these lows. See, these are tested, so we want to find areas. I can already see what happened. We have a low. We have this. Oh, tested once, removed. What area did it? This one did. It's already been tested. So this train already left. Okay, so we have that. Price got pretty close to this nested area within this weekly area. We take the wicks, maybe we would have gotten it. Yeah, someone's in my pool. Well, we have this nested area here. It's been tested. Beautiful. Look at that. I hope you guys got onto this as well. You know, the software had this area marked off weeks in advance. So now price is moving away. Notice that we're bouncing on what? Something. I can see already we have this. Get the average of the tests. See, tested a bunch of times. We cut through. What's the origin of the move that took that out? Well, it's here. The green candle, take the low of it. So we're about here. I want to do that so you get all of that. Excuse me, let's go to the small time frame to have a look. And see, now we're going to have to do the same thing over, but with more clarity here. So we have this here, tested a couple of times, and now price went through. The origin of the move is, well, if you just get really blunt about it, it's the origin of the pullback, which we have here. Pullback, release. So you could go like this. Just mark off the low of that, around here-ish. Then put that like that. Let's have a look. Okay, here it is. This is kind of the pullback, push price higher. We also have a pullback here, so I feel inclined to do something like that. I bet you if we go to the smaller time frame, we'll find something even more refined. Okay, here's the one that caused it all. This is the area right there, little tiny baby one. We haven't gotten there yet. That's interesting. We do 2 times that. Or you could focus on the immediate pullback since the release. And we have the immediate pullback is here, then release is here. You can actually see it's a little tiny one just there. So like that. Oops. Come on. Here. Right there. So this would be interesting. 2 times the size. Like that. Okay. And then we have an even smaller one here, a micro level right there. Let's go on the small. I don't know if I have any. Yes. Here it is. Here it is right there. 2 times the size. So you could mark these off. 2 times the size right there. Okay. If you go like that, you have a couple of areas that we could be looking at. Which one would I take? I say the lower the better. So the one down here is certainly going to be interesting. Let's go to the 4 hour so we can see. What is that price point? That's a big figure as well. I'd be pretty keen on looking at that, but I won't do anything until next week. We'll leave that, okay? Come on. There we are. Cool, so that's what we have. On that one, let's go to the pound American dollar. Before we do anything, notice that we had a rally, test, rally, drop, distribution, and then drop, distribution, drop. So we had this here, like this. And it's gone, isn't it? What area did it? Oh, we had this one here. The area I prefer is this one here. 2 times the size. Right there. So we have that above price at which to sell. we have these areas below price at which to buy. Okay, but I'm not putting any orders on. It's Friday. Okay, so the Aussie CAD. Oh, I like this one here because of that. Boom, just moves away so powerfully. So we have a rally. Got to focus on these clear swings. So we had a test there. This one caused it. So we'll mark off the area, the lows, or the average of the lows. We're about right here. Now this little bad boy is gone. The area that did it is that one right there. So trade that one. Go to the high of the pullback, which is just there, and I think you're good to go. Oops. Okay, so we have that. Okay, so that's pretty interesting, I think. Boom. So we can keep an eye on that next week. You can do these all day long. Okay, you can see here. This might not look very significant. This little from a low to a high to a low to a high. The fact that price was able to establish a higher high, that tells you a little bit about what's going on. And we're on the hourly chart, but on the 5-minute chart, this level might jump out at you. So we go like this. Okay. Refresh. Up, test, up, down, and push away. Okay, and so this went through. Where's the origin of the candle that cut through? Let's have a wee look, and we have it there. This is a candle that went through the high of it up to whatever. This is kind of a tricky one. Maybe go like this. And this is where price was capped until the drop. So price came down. It came back to just past the highs of the candle that cut through, and this is where we moved away from. And it looks like magic, but it's got nothing to do with magic. It's just like completely normal mechanics of how the market works. Okay, so actually we could use that one because that one's now gone. Then you ask yourself the question, whoa, we're no longer there, so what area took that one out? Oh, come on, sorry. Just want the bottom one gone. And we look at this one, and you can see, wow, well, we have this candle move through it, and this one moved entirely through it. The origin of the move that caused the removal of that is down here. So you take this little one. I'm just going to kill it because it doesn't have the price labels on it. You mark here. You go from the higher the rectangle, say to the low there. And that's what we have to work with. We go to the smaller time frame. Let's go with 15 minutes maybe. We'll have a look. And here you can see the low of the candle is about there, which enables you to go a little bit lower, so twice the size. So we have that. This might be an interesting place. I would probably go to the highs there, like that. Okay, 8963. Okay, again, we're not doing anything. It's too close to the weekend, so we'll leave that and we'll watch it. And on this time frame, you can see that that doesn't even look that interesting at all. So I'd feel inclined to either take this one here, shorter term, or just pass on the trade. Okay, and this is the one. The origin of the move that went through is here, so we'll probably have a bit of a bounce. I'll leave it on there so we can view that at another time. Let's have a look at this one here. Okay, I like this one. I can see this already. Boom, right here. All these tests. This one went, boom, price tested it, and we left. We tested a second time, we left. Now we're moving through. And so the origin of the one that moved all the way through it is here. Okay, so that's what we're looking at there. Notice that we're in the process of removing this one, which is responsible for consuming that one, tested once. So depending on what happens when price comes up here, we could see an area of fresh demand being formed if this is removed. But keep in mind that the entry level should be far enough away from your area of supply for you to get the trade on. which we don't know what's happening yet because this is still in place. So you could maybe try and have another shot at this. And if you were going to do that, you wouldn't sell for a price any more expensive, sorry, any cheaper than the highs of the deepest retracement. It was there. This is a candle that closed well below this area of distribution. This is price retesting it, and it's leaving. Okay. Let's have a look. We have some more areas below price. We have this. And why is this interesting? This is interesting because we had all these lows. Okay, so we'll go like that. This one is no longer valid. Why? Because this one took it out. So we had a test. It took the pin bar, I can see, tested it, rally, accumulation, rally. So what does that mean? That means we'll go like this ish. Okay, so that's what we have. So you always have to start your analysis a little bit further back. Okay, and so if you were going to sell here, then your target would be here at the 6700. So I like this one, but I'm going to wait a little bit because we're too close to the weekend. Right, let's have a look here. So we have areas that were tested. What area cut it out? Boom, this one here. That'd be a lovely area to sell at. Right there, 2 times the size, so we get some protection. And then follow that down to where? Let's have a look. We have something going on here. Here, so your target would be above that. So that's not a bad area. Entry, stop, target. Come on, Pipnotic software. Whoa, there's a lot right there. Stop. How many of these did I make? Okay, right there. So entry, stop, target. Interesting area. I'll look at that. I don't care about the stop. Oh, sorry, the interest rate swaps, because these will trades will normally be over. Either I'm wrong or I'm right. That's it. So I don't care too much because I'm going to be holding these intraday potentially. Right. Well, here we have another example of exactly what we talk about. Area tested. Man, oh man, why didn't I see that? We're having this absolute awful drama with our neighbor at the moment. Just like these tiny issues becoming mountains of trouble. So I haven't been spending that much time in front of my computer. So this was responsible for consuming this, and this one could have been bought. Well, that was rather unfortunate because that was quite that was a really nice example there. So anyway, that one's done. Let's have a look at what else we have. So we have, so I'd be keen on finding the area of demand that's responsible for taking this one out, which has not yet happened. Because we've tested 2 times, I mean, enormous drops. I mean, look at what happened the last time price went here. So you could have another stab at this one. And it's okay to trade these numerous times if the reactions are like this. Look at the first one, new lows. Look at the second one, new lows. Okay, you only have to be careful when you have areas of demand that are forming below price. And we're starting to see that happen now as we have this one here. This is a nice area of demand that's formed below price, and now price is moving. But what you don't want is areas of demand forming just below where your entry would be, because this would be detrimental to your position. Okay, let's do one more. The dollar Singaporean dollar. Oh man, we had another one that just happened there. Look at all these tests. Gone. Price tested the area above. Price came down to the area that caused that, the break. right there. Tested once and twice, and now we're moving north. Okay, so we have this. There's it once, twice, price cut through it, went up. What does that mean? That means that I would be okay about selling this, but what are you, 38, 138.40? This is kind of ugly, so I'd maybe do half position size and manage it like a hawk. But this is interesting because of these tests and then the release, and then the beginning of the sell zone is here, and we had big departures. So I'd probably be comfortable with this just because of the way price reacted when it came close to the bottom of this area of supply. Cool. 30 minutes, I'm going to stop. I want to keep these nice and short. But that's what we have for the time being. If you have any questions, post them. I'd love to hear from you. If there's anything you want me to have a look at, I would love to have a look at that. And if you want to do this out loud and get some feedback, do it. Download Camtasia. See if you can get a trial. I think they have a 30-day trial. This is the software that I use, and I really like it. If not, it costs like a couple €100 or something, so it's not too expensive. And it's a really great piece of software. They do have free versions of screen capture software, so I encourage you all very much to download it, install it, do your analysis, and watch yourself analyze and do this over and over and over and over again. I mean, I'm not doing this only for you. I'm also doing this for me. I get enormous value out of doing this because I get to do this out loud. And so my whole thinking process is loud because I get to watch these over. When I'm doing them, it's loud, and so I'm forcing myself to make the same decisions each time. And it's really, really beneficial. Okay. Cool. Well, I'll leave it at that. Have a super weekend. We have another holiday here in Bali. So next 2 weeks the boys are off. So we're going on holiday to Lombok, which is the next island east of, rather, the next major island east of Bali next week. And then we have some friends coming from Denmark. That said, I will be bringing my computer with me to Lombok, and so I'll be doing these. And if you have any questions, of course, I'll still be in the chat rooms, and I'm still going to be very active, and I'll certainly be trading as well. So, yeah, I hope you saw value in this. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.